Warning: the following contains explicit language and subject matter that may not be suitable for younger listeners, church folk, and people who enjoy kale smoothies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to A Pod Amongst Men. I'm your host, Steve B. These are coffee break conversations for the 21st century. We're back. I'm back, joined again by my lovely wife, Betty B. You say hello to the guests?
Hello.
Actually, you know, pull that a little bit closer to you. Perfect. You're perfect just the way you are, baby.
Like that?
Yes.
Good. Too close?
No, you're perfect.
Okay.
You're good. Now you're gonna be in your head now about it.
Now I don't want to move from this position.
Yeah. So I got you back here. It's been a little while. It's been a few months.
I know.
The last time you were here, we didn't have such wonderful news to announce to the world.
I don't remember when was the last time I was here.
It was still warm out because I was wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Really?
Yeah.
When was that? When?
It's at least it's like the end of summer, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
I remember. But so you know, most people listening already know now that you have a bun in the oven, so to speak, a little bundle of joy.
Yes.
You have a little bundle of bee in your belly. So obviously, this is not your first pregnancy.
No.
Everybody here's
the second one.
Yeah. Everybody here's most likely acquainted with our little dimension boy. Inside.
I know.
So obviously, I can't really do things for you. I mean, I help you around the house to try to make things easier. But at the end of the day, you're the one who has to carry all the weight, you know, all the real weight where it really counts. What's different this time around than the first time around?
Well, the first time around wasn't easy. Mm-hmm. I had morning sickness until I think it was 5 months.
Was that long?
It was long. It was bad. It was long. But I feel with this one, it's worse. It has been worse. Oh my God! It's just the nauseous, the vomiting. Everything is. I feel it like it's multiplied.
So
I don't know. And also, I had like a rash. What is it called? The hives.
It's like hives.
And then so many things together. The throwing up with hives. Super uncomfortable. It was a lot.
So those are all things that
but now it's better. Way better.
I definitely had those things on the list. Like with the morning sickness, usually, that lasts. Is there like a standard?
I don't know
for how
why
long it's supposed to last?
Morning sickness, because it was an all-day sickness.
Yeah, you're just sick.
All day.
Yeah.
It's not just. I wish it was only in the mornings.
Mornings definitely seemed worse, right?
But it was throughout the entire day.
Now, one thing that was weird that I was surprised by, seeing as how this is,
Sorry.
don't apologize. It's not corona, people, just so you know. That's a weed cough. No, kidding. Also kidding.
God, oh my.
Shout out to Chad. My friend Chad actually had that printed on masks. It says, it's a weed cough. But with your prenatal vitamins, the ones that the doctor prescribed, those seem like they were making you way more nauseous.
I think that's the common thing.
It's common?
Yeah. That's why they tell you to take them at night. Right before you go to sleep. Just take it and go to sleep. If you take them in the morning, that makes your entire day a nightmare.
Now, I was unaware that those
my doctor recommended that.
But I'm saying I didn't know that those things were directly related to the nausea. I thought the nausea was just something that happened.
It will happen. If you are meant for morning sickness, it will happen. But prenatal vitamins will make it worse. I didn't know it was a thing either. And I don't know what's the relationship between the two. But trust me, it works just like that. Well, so that's why I take it just before I go to bed.
I was really scared the one day because those vitamins are blue. They were like blue gel caps. And you ended up getting sick like not long after taking it. So it was still in your stomach when you threw up.
Yeah, and it was all blue.
It was all blue. I was like, oh my God, like what happened? I thought you were drinking like Luke Skywalker's blue milk. You know, I mean, you haven't seen really Star Wars, so I don't know if that reference is going to land. Only with the hardcore nerds out there. Bobby knows what I'm talking about. So we know that this pregnancy has been a little more severe, so to speak, than the last one.
I don't know. Maybe because I'm older, I feel it more. I don't know. A friend of mine told me. She said, "You know what it is? Is that you are older and now you hear your body better. Like you're now you're more in sync with your body, with what you're feeling. You know your body better. So you know everything that's going wrong or everything that is feeling off."
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, because that was what, like a decade ago that you were pregnant with Ty. Literally a decade. Happy birthday to Ty, by the way. When this one comes out, it'll be the day before his birthday.
Yeah.
No, it won't.
No.
Next week will be the day after his birthday.
Yeah. It's on Wednesday.
Never mind. Sorry, people. All right. So this is our second kid now. Is there anything that has been worrying you? Anything that's kind of stuck in your craw that's been kind of nagging in your mind a little bit since the pregnancy?
I think you worry more. Everything that I worry about Tyler, now I worry, I don't know, twice as much.
Like
and
what?
Extra things.
What do you mean?
Extra things. The same things I worry with Tyler. It was just to be healthy. I hope everything comes out good. That he's a healthy baby. That, I don't know, so many things that you worry about. But now with this guy, he's the second baby. So
this guy.
this little guy. So you have another layer of worries. You want them to be close as brothers, to be friends, to really get along. I want for Tyler not to feel jealous. All those things come to mind. And you're worried that, oh my God, what if now it's a nightmare?
Well, I mean, you said like there was things you already worried about Ty that you worry more about now. Like what do you mean by that? Like what did you worry about with Ty that you now worry about more with the new baby? Because we're not gonna say any names, even though we kind of settled on a name. We soft settled on it.
Well, I worried with Tyler. I worried about school. We are in a difficult world. It's so hard for boys, and I don't know. I feel it's hard for everybody. But is he gonna do good? How is he gonna be independent? How is he gonna maintain relationships with his friends? I don't know how I can teach him to be independent, but strong at the same time, but kind, but honest. There's so many things that you worry about. How do I teach them all these things? Do you think the kid is born? If he's gonna have a kind heart, is he born like that? Or it's up to us to make sure he's a kind human being? There's a lot of responsibility in parenting.
Oh, of course. But I mean, I think to a certain extent, like a lot of that stuff is part of the kid's personality. You know, like you can't really change who a person is at their core. You can, as you're raising a kid, you can present them with situations where they can learn and grow in, you know, in a healthy way. You could also give them the support they need. But at the end of the day, I mean, as parents, I don't know if we could really change the person that the kid's going to be. We could only try to...
That's true. We can only pray.
We can only try to help them be the best possible version of themselves. At the end of we can't change a kid's personality.
That's true.
If I could make Ty less of a chatterbox, you think I wouldn't have done it by now?
You know. But at the same time, it's conflicting because when I was pregnant, I remember praying every day because I've been always very shy. And it was hard for me. When you're shy, you don't want to be shy. At least not in my case. I didn't want to be shy. I want to be like my friends. They will go alone to the stores and buy whatever they needed. I couldn't do that. I needed to go with another friend or I needed to go with my mom. And I was very shy. And I remember praying for Tyler not to be the same way because I went through a lot because I was very shy. And I remember praying like, oh my God, please help him not to be shy, to be outgoing, outspoken. And he's like that. He is not shy. He makes a conversation with everybody. He, you know what I mean? And I'm relieved by that.
He's funny because he's shy until you find that, like, that in with him. Like, he's shy around adults and stuff like that. But if an adult was to come up and say, hey, so, I heard you like anime, all of a sudden, he's the friendliest, most outspoken kid you've ever met.
I know. But in school, he's not shy.
No.
The thing with him is that he will go to school, let's say it's the first day, and he will tell me, Mama, I'm nervous. But he puts a smile and he goes for it. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's every
doesn't
kid.
Stop him.
Yeah.
To me, my case,
It's a
that would
crippling fear.
stop me. Yeah, that would stop me. It was something that it really, my mom was worried.
Well,
really bad.
yeah,
In my case, it was very bad.
the thing with all that, I mean, I guess, at the end of the day, and you're laying in bed at night worrying about these things, the only thing that kind of makes me relax is, like, I could worry till I'm blue in the face, but that's not going to affect anything. So I could just try to have the presence of mind to be like, there's no point in worrying about it now because this isn't going to matter. It's only going to stress us both out, and it's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help the new kid. It's not going to help Ty. It's not going to help your parents.
No, but I think
it's just us worrying
of course.
for no reason.
But I think when you're pregnant, everything feels
More intense.
more intense. The happy, the sad, the worries. Sometimes I cannot even sleep. I'm in bed thinking of so many things that I have to just stop, say it out loud, like stop. Just stop, let's try to sleep. Because it's a lot of emotions.
Overwhelming, right?
It's overwhelming.
So one of the things about this pregnancy is that we're both, I'm 36 now. Like,
You don't know, man.
yeah, you see the salt and pepper, baby? But I guess, does that technically count as us being on the older side of parents?
No, I don't think so.
Because if you go to, like, the school for Ty, I feel like we're the youngest parents there.
young. Like, did we have it in our teens or what?
Right?
That's how it feels.
That's what I feel like. I mean, I know
Now
my
I
parents
feel-
were 22 when I was born. Like, that's young. I couldn't imagine having a kid
Younger
that
than
young.
me.
I would have done a terrible job.
Younger, way younger. The thing is that, I don't know. I feel like now people are having kids more at this age. I think they're more ready. Not only financially more ready, but also more mature. I think it's better for the kid and the parents
Yeah.
to have them around this age.
I wonder, though, how much better? Because to an extent, like, yes, a kid is going to be in a more financially stable house. The parents are going to be more mature. But I worry that sometimes does that make us more likely to be like helicopter parents?
Well, I was just gonna say that comes with that too. Now we worry more.
Yeah, we're more aware, so we're worried more. Like, if you're like some young, dumb 20-something, you have your kids, yeah, he's fine over there. Meanwhile, he's playing on like jagged spikes on a swing set.
I hope it's not the case, but I've seen friends that are now parents that you see them and you look at them like, oh my God, like that is over the top. Just for him to skip a night, for him to skip a nap time, it's not gonna destroy his life.
Yeah.
Just make an exception one day, you know what I mean? But this is all in my head. Now I wonder if I'm gonna be that parent now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because with Tyler, I was not like that. I was, 25? He will be up until midnight because it was Christmas Day. Or because it was a special day, and we will have him up. That's it. Now, that he's going to be a little cranky, yes, but he was also taking pictures. I have all the memories. It was one day. You know what I mean? What am I going to do now? Am I going to be that parent that, no, we cannot skip one nap time. Doesn't matter what day it is. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
let's see. I hope you help me on that.
Oh,
and don't let me get all crazy now.
that's obviously the plan. I mean, I don't want to rigidly schedule a kid's entire life, but to a certain extent, maybe some routine is probably better.
No,
because
kids need a routine.
Yeah.
They need a schedule. They need... But are we going to take that to the extreme?
No.
That's the thing. You know what I mean?
I couldn't. I don't know if I could live with myself if we had to do that. Like the one thing I want is for this kid to learn independence. I mean, to a certain extent, you can't really, like I said, you can't choose what the personality is going to be like, and that independence, that
there's so
that
much you can
comfort
do in
being
that.
on their own.
But there's so much you can do.
Exactly.
It comes apart with a kid that if he's a dependable kid, it's hard,
Yeah.
But we'll teach him little by little. Didn't you show me stand-up comedy that it was talking about like nowadays parents are
George Carlin.
over scheduling kids' life and things like that.
Yeah, they have
and
play
that is true.
dates and
That
like,
is true.
You just
What about just going to the park?
What about just sitting in the yard with a stick digging a hole? You know?
true.
When's the last time a kid did that? But
Now we have to schedule play dates.
yeah.
Why not just randomly taking it to the park? To me, that was new. I never had a play date until I moved up here.
I never had.
This is a thing with you guys up here.
Okay, here's the
because
thing.
when I was down in Miami,
She's being super racist right now.
No, I'm not. It's reality. I never had a date, play date.
Did your
Never.
parents ever take you over to a friend's house to play?
When I was little, usually they would come over to my house. Yes.
Okay, that's a play date. We
No.
just gave it a name.
No.
Well,
But this is
you have to
different.
break this down. What's the terminology?
explain.
What is a play date in your mind?
A play date is in my mind, no. It's how it works here. I
Okay.
learned that here.
So what is it?
The parent will reach out to another parent and will say, listen, my kid loves your kid. They want to play. Do you think we can take them to the park at 4 next Thursday? Okay, yes, no, blah, blah, blah. That's a play date. And my time, when I was a little girl, my parents did all the planning because they needed to see each other. Now the kid tag along, but this is not meant for us. It was not a scheduled thing for us to play and enjoy the day. No. It was a dinner that they had, or it was a lunch, or it was something that they needed to do, and we tagged along. But it was not meant for us.
See, when I was a kid, I remember like
You guys did things meant just for you.
I could only say it from my perspective as one of the kids, but I would say to my mom, I want to go over to Luke's house. You know, can I go over there? And she would have to call Luke's mom, and they would set it up. Say, okay, I'll drive you over there. You could stay there for a couple hours, and I'll come back and pick you up.
That's kind of
whenever.
a play date, yes.
Which, to me, yeah, it's a play date. We didn't call it that, but
But your mom was not there. You know
she
what I
wasn't
mean?
with me. Correct.
So it's you over a friend's house. It's not the parents there.
Yeah, that's
you,
awkward.
You know what and you don't know the parent.
Yeah, it's very awkward.
Sometimes it's great because you meet another mom that you guys start even a friendship because it had happened. But it had other times that you meet the mom and the mom is not even there. Like she's just there on the phone or not looking at you, not changing, like literally there just for the kid. Like, okay, weird.
Yeah, happened before.
Yeah, that was weird. So you see everything. In Miami, again, I would take Tyler to the park. He will mingle with friends there. That was it. There was no plan. There was no play date. It was just a day at the park. I don't know.
I feel
Never heard that. Never had a parent call me to schedule a play date.
I feel attacked right now.
I'm sorry, it's the truth. I think it's a culture thing. You know, when you bring me over, it's always a cultural thing. It is true. There's so many differences.
Yeah, but I mean, I say this all the time. It's, you know, living in Miami, like a mostly like Hispanic society, and then coming up here where it's, you know, mostly gringo, so to speak. It's, you know, white people from all different. It's actually really just people from all over up here. Like it's.
Really? I don't see the mix. I don't see the variety. How do you say that word?
The variety?
I don't see it.
Well, don't base it just on the color of people's skin.
No. I
know
see
what I
it when
mean?
I talk to them. Like, to me, they all sound the same.
Because if you had an Irish family here and a Russian family there,
wouldn't-
they might look similar.
But you don't think I would know the difference?
Well, no, I'm sure you would. But, I mean, nowadays we don't get to interact with that many people because of everything's locked down, you know? So it's, I don't know. Like, I could go to Miami and think everybody's... You know, if I was some dope, I'd be, yeah, you're full of Mexicans down here. You know what I mean? You know, because I wouldn't
And
know
there's
any
no
better.
Mexicans in Miami.
Exactly.
How weird is that?
Exactly. Well, there's some. There's no Mexicans there. You don't know any Mexicans.
I never met a Mexican in Miami.
Really?
And I lived there for how long?
15, 16 years?
Never.
Wow.
They're in Texas.
I didn't know that. I didn't know there weren't any there. We got Mexicans here.
Now, of course, maybe they have one, but I never,
You didn't meet them.
you know, it's not enough like you can encounter one in the 15, 16 years you're living there.
All right, so let me ask you this. Is there anything you did during the first pregnancy and when Tyler was a newborn that you would specifically not do the second time around? That's something that you learned, like, oh, I didn't need to do that, or that was unnecessary. You know what I mean?
What are you asking? When it comes to buying things?
Buying things, things
buying
like you
things?
would do.
Absolutely.
Like,
Now I know.
Is there like a technique you try to use? Like, oh, if I lay this way on my bed, you know, it's better for the baby. And then the baby was born, you're like, that was pointless. Is there anything? Nothing?
No. Things that I did, no. I'm doing the same things I did with Tyler. It was just putting lotions, using lotion, things like that, but nothing big. Now, when it comes to buying things, I bought so many things that I never used that now I know not to buy. But other than that, the buying things, no.
I was just talking to my friend Retro, and he just had a son not too long ago, so he still has a young daughter and a very young son. And he was saying to buy a thing called a snoo. It's like, what it is essentially, it's like a bassinet, but what it does is it's got like a little motor in it, and if the baby starts to cry, there's a sensor where it registers the sound, and the more the baby cries, the more it'll rock.
Really?
It rocks itself, and it kind of plays like sounds that kind of sound like the womb. You know what I mean?
The white noise that they call it.
It has a thing to like swaddle the baby, and he says like it's expensive, but you could rent it, so
Really?
you don't have to, like, if you don't need it that long.
That I've noticed that as well. There's so many new things that I feel like I'm a new mom all over again.
Yeah.
There's things that I've never heard of, like that one. Charlene was mentioning something else that she bought. I don't remember the name now. That I've never used that. I never heard of that. And there's so many things that I need to start reading about now.
So, is there anything, all right, you said that there's not that many things that you did the first time that you don't want to do now. Is there anything, like, once the baby's born, like things you did when Tyler was like a newborn that you maybe learned, like, all right, maybe ease off on that, or that's not necessary, that you don't feel like isn't necessary? Because, you know, people say when you have a newborn, you're super careful and you're terrified, and then the second kid, you're like, yeah, you give him to a bum to hold, you know, just hold him one second.
That is true. I remember when Tyler was home, everybody had to wash their hands, hand sanitizer. If you're coming from work, let's not do that. Let's just shower first. And then, honestly, it's like a bubble that doesn't work. Now I know better.
Yeah.
Like, okay, washing your hands is sufficient. Just hold the baby with the blanket and that's it. It's not a big deal. Now, if you're coming and you know that you were exposed to 1,000 people that are coughing and they're sick or have the flu or this and that, you're not going to visit a baby. But if you know in your environment there's no one sick, you're not sick, why not?
Yeah. It gives the baby a little bit of exposure and let them build a strong immune system, right?
Exactly.
I mean, back in the day, they would let kids, like, swim in the Hudson River. It's like they would dump raw sewage in the river.
But the thing is that I wasn't that to the extreme with Tyler. I remember that friends that saw me dealing with Tyler in the playground, things like that, they would look at me and say, you're treating him like he's your second child, because his pacifier will fall on the floor and I will suck it up and put it to him, you know? And that's something that mothers do, not with the firstborn, but the second time around, third time around. But I feel like he needs some type of exposure.
You just said something that I don't know if I'm going to be able to do. Like, when the pacifier falls, you just suck on it and give it back to him. The whole, like, you know me, I can't share, like, lollipops or
you're
share
very
gum.
Weird. No, I'm just kidding.
But there's some people that probably agree with you. You know?
And there's some people that agree with you. Absolutely. They say, ew, that's disgusting.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like, me and you could kiss, we could make out, and I'm fine with it. But if you were to spit in my mouth, like, that would be weird.
But I don't, wait.
You know what I mean,
it's super
though?
weird, too. I don't like
But
that
effectively,
either.
the same thing is happening.
No.
Why not? We're not sharing spit when
I
we
don't
kiss?
want to describe a spit because it's very disgusting, but it's not the same thing. If I'm sucking on a lollipop and I get it out of my mouth and I give it to you, it's the same thing as spitting in your mouth?
Yeah, essentially.
It's not.
Why?
It's not.
What's different?
It's not.
The lollipop.
I cannot describe why. It's not the same thing.
It kind of is.
But
though.
if you do that, if you have a lollipop and you tell me, hold this, I can suck on it.
But then now it's your lollipop.
We are kissing. We are
that's
exchanging saliva.
But that's
and
what
now
I'm trying to say.
That's super weird.
But that's what I'm trying to say is I don't know why, but that freaks me out. And I don't know why.
A lot of things freaks you out.
Yeah, sure.
I don't
I'm a
think
freaky
you.
guy.
I don't
What do you
think
want?
you can be in the room when I'm giving birth.
Why not?
You're gonna be ew.
Oh, come on.
With the sound effects, I will kick you out of the room if I see your face going. I will kick you out of the room.
I'll have a mask on. You won't be able to tell.
Yes, I know your eyes. I don't know what you're gonna do. What are you gonna do? Do you want to wait outside? You can wait outside,
Listen, I may get freaked out by certain things, but I'm not squeamish.
baby. Labor is disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
That's the word.
I've seen the video in health class.
Disgusting.
You seem especially disgusted by it too.
I went through that. I hate it.
Yeah.
Mira, if you ask Mirni and Charlene,
Shout out to Mira and Charlene. They've both been guests on the podcast before. Charlene could have been on today, but she couldn't make it.
she fell out. The moment they tell me you can go, the first thing I said was, "Can I shower now?" I just wanted to shower, and they said, "Yeah. Do you want to do it by yourself?" And I said, "Yes, by myself." When I stood up, there was blood coming down me. I couldn't look at me. I couldn't look down. Me and Charlene had to bathe me
Yeah.
because I couldn't look. And that was me with my own body. Imagine you. That is not even your body.
You won't let me bathe you in that day?
No.
Why?
No.
We're married. We're partners in
Yes,
life.
But after that, you're going to look at me different.
Why? You're the mother of my
You're
child.
going to look at me like a cow.
You're the mother of my
Like-
children.
Like a cow. Like a, I don't know. Like an animal. Not like a
Really?
human being. Yeah, that's traumatizing, baby. It's traumatizing.
I don't think so. That's building a bond, an unbreakable bond, baby, of love and affection.
Really.
Yeah.
Well, after we go through that, you let me know if you think the same way.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard. It's not a nice view.
Well,
But it's true. It brings people together.
Mm-hmm.
It's a human being coming to the world.
what do you think? Because this is going to be officially my first time, like, going through a pregnancy. Obviously, experiencing it from the outside, obviously. But what do you think how do you think it's going to affect me? Like, because I can only guess. Do you think it's going to affect the way I am, the way I look at things, like the way I feel about things? Because I can only, make assumptions, but you've been through it. So what do you think? Because this is something I always think about. Like, am I going to be different? Am I going to look at things different? Because, a lot of people say, oh, well, your baby's born, you look at the baby, everything changes, your whole life changes. And I've heard other people say that's bullshit.
But I don't think it's... I think from my point of view and your point of view are different. I had it inside of me. Mm-hmm. There's a lot that goes through me because it's my body changing. I give birth, then my body goes through another different change, a lot of hormones. There's a lot that comes to it. I feel like when you give birth, right that moment, I don't know how I'm going to feel this time around. The first time around, I felt so worried. Mm-hmm. I would look at him so little. So, I don't know. I would look at him and I will feel so bad. Like, oh my God, this world is so bad. What am I doing? And I was so worried for him. And that's what I felt. I felt worried. Like, I hope everything goes fine. I hope. And it's test after test the moment they're born. The hearing, the this, then that, the blood. They do so many tests. And you're praying that everything comes out right. That you feel so worried until they tell you, you're fine, everybody goes home. But the first feeling, it was very worried. Mm-hmm. Now, I feel like you're going to feel more responsible. Like, oh my God. Once you see how little they are, it's not that the world changes in that moment. I don't think for dads, I don't know. I don't think it's an automatic change.
Well, I've heard dads say that it is, but I've also heard the opposite.
I don't know. I don't think when it comes to you, knowing you, I don't think you're going to see him and my world changed at that moment. I think it's going to be like day after day. Like, oh my God, this is real. He's here. He depends completely on me. You know what I mean? Little by little. It's not like, I don't know. I don't think it's a
like flash moment where all of a
now
sudden,
everything changes. Now I see you. I love you for you are my life. This is it. My life changed. I've always said that. Life doesn't change. To me, life didn't change. Life got better. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I felt happier. I felt a meaning. I felt, I don't know. I didn't feel like it changed. It's not like now I cannot do this because I have a kid. Now I cannot do that. It was not something that changed my life. I was living the same life. Maybe because of my type of life. I was always home. Mm-hmm. Maybe if I was at 25 going every single night clubbing, then my life was going to change. Yeah. Now I cannot do that because I have a kid. Mm-hmm. But to me, it was not like that. So I don't think it changed.
Yeah, it's something like I feel
like it just got better. It's like Tyler brought so much happiness and joy. And I don't know, I was proud. I was proud to be a mom. I was proud to look at him and he's mine. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I think there's a lot of pressure that's put on new parents, because people, like I said, people my whole life told me, like, oh yeah, have your first kid, and it's gonna change your whole perspective on life. And I just feel like it's a lot of pressure to put on a person, because then you're thinking like, oh, something better happen when this kid's born, because if it doesn't, then I must be, I must be fucked up.
And it's scary when they tell you your life is gonna change, and your
like,
life
grow a tail. What do you mean?
And then your life doesn't change. Then you question yourself. Mm-hmm. What changes am I supposed to make? Shouldn't I be changing? Something must be changing. But I don't know. I think it's a lot of, like what you said, pressure from society. Yeah. Like always. They question everything. Society puts so much pressure in everything. If you're married, when are you having kids?
Think about how much pressure they put on you and me. When are you going to have another kid? When are you going to have another kid?
Like it was like...
Yeah, like shut up, man. Like, exactly. Can we have the potato salad and like move on?
I know. And if you're a mom, are you going to have a C-section? No, you have to push that baby. No epidural. Like, what's the problem?
It's such like an arbitrary, stupid thing. Like, why?
You need to feel the pain. If not, you're less of a mother.
As if I didn't carry this fucking demon baby in my stomach for the last 9 months. There's so many dumb
You need to breastfeed.
rules.
If you're not breastfeeding, you're a bad mother. Doesn't matter if you're capable of not. Period. You are not breastfeeding, you're a bad mother. What if I can't? No. You have to be able. If not, you're a bad mother.
And now,
formula? What are you talking about?
Now, I would be tempted to say that maybe that's a cultural thing, but in this case, with pregnancy and kids, it's not.
It's very general.
Whatever culture you're in, I have a strong suspicion that you're going to hear the same types of things, and I'm obviously I take your word for it.
No, it's true.
I'm sure if we spoke to Italian women, Irish women, Black women, Asian women, they probably hear a lot of the same stupid things. These stupid rules that are just made up out of thin air that don't actually mean anything.
You can just go on YouTube and you will see this same thing from all over the world.
Mm. So, all right. So we're over 5 months into the pregnancy now, right?
Yes.
Is it?
So what day is today? Sunday?
Today's Sunday.
Today is
Sunday
21
the
weeks.
17th.
21 weeks. 5
Okay.
months and a week.
So, they always talk about like pregnant women have these cravings for like foods and weird combinations of stuff. Have you had any of that yet?
No, I've never had
Never?
cravings.
Not even
No.
with Ty the whole time?
Not even with Ty.
Oh.
With Tyler, the only thing was that I will crave sushi more often.
Then you can't eat sushi.
Only cooked things.
Yeah.
And I cannot have it every single day of the week. Mm-hmm. But I will crave sushi more often than usual. And with this one, no cravings.
No?
No.
Even
Sometimes I want to eat sushi. I don't want to eat that.
Even now that we found a mofongo place?
Well, the mofongo, I ate it twice already.
Hey, anybody who's unfamiliar with mofongo, could you explain that a little bit?
Magically delicious. Mofongo is Puerto Rican.
Okay.
It's the plantain mashed with, it depends what they make it with. It could be chicharrón, it could be pork, it could be shredded beef, but it's just delicious.
So
it's the same thing for Dominicans, but in Dominicans, I think they call it mangú. But I think it's basically the same thing.
So anybody out there who's unfamiliar with anything we're talking about, like plantains are like very similar to bananas, only not as sweet. Usually not as sweet. Sometimes they're sweet.
Not sweet.
I mean, they can be sweet. Like maduros are sweet.
But those are... Yeah, that's true. That's plantain, but when they're
They're a little more ripe.
When they're ripe.
Anyway, so what mofongo
Green plantains.
There you go. They're like mashed. It's essentially like mashed potatoes, only instead of potato they use plantains, and then they put other stuff in it, like some meats and stuff.
Harder.
Yeah, these are a little thicker. They're not quite as soft as mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, I know you talked about being uncomfortable. How uncomfortable are you, physically speaking?
Well, right now.
Because, like you said, there's a few things that happen. Like, the pregnancy has been doing a number with your hormones, so you ended up being, like, allergic to the soap, or is it just sensitive skin?
Honestly, I don't think what it was. I changed everything. I changed the detergent that we use to wash the clothes. I changed the soap. I changed the shaving
cream?
Yes, and how do you call that?
Razor?
The razor. Mm-hmm. So I changed everything I could. I'm not using perfume. I'm trying to avoid everything.
But you still smell so wonderful.
Thank you. But lotions, I changed all the lotions. I put them aside and I'm only using the oil. I don't know what happened. I don't know what made the hives go crazy. I have no idea what happened. So from now on until the end of the pregnancy, I will stay away from everything that had fragrance. I'm trying to eat whatever I eat. I try to see what is in.
Pay attention to it. So you can...
let's say I'm eating something with a lot of garlic and I start itching. I will never eat garlic again. And I'm scared of happening again.
And then if you stop with the garlic and you're still itching, okay, it wasn't that.
I'm not gonna eat then. No, I really was scared. Like, it was so uncomfortable with that and the nauseous. Right now, I feel at an 8%. At 8%. From 1 to 10, I feel like an 8.
8 being 10 being the most uncomfortable.
No, 10 being the best.
Oh, 10 being the most comfortable.
Exactly.
And you're at an 8. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot better.
That's pretty good. Now you didn't even get that special soap. That's the smell is so strong.
It's so disgusting.
It's not disgusting. It's just very
horrible.
strong.
I hate that smell.
It's a pungent aroma. Stings the nostrils.
No.
It's a pine tar soap?
Pine tar. And I gave it to Tyler to smell. He said, "Oh, what's that? I don't want to go in your bathroom."
Yeah.
It's horrible. But it worked.
Yeah, it seemed to do the
trick.
trick.
So I love it. I ordered 2 more. Mm-hmm. So I have it there, just in case.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad smell. It's just like, wow, I don't recall ever smelling anything like that in my life. But I
smell like a bear.
It's overpowering. I don't think that's what bears smell like.
I don't know. That's what I had in my head. But I feel better now.
Okay. I remember Louie and Tati were talking about this a while ago, like the body pillow thing. It's like the long, body length U-shaped pillow. Like, do you wonder? I was thinking about buying you one of those. Do you think that would help? Because I know like it's tough for you to get comfortable at night.
I know. I have to put a pillow in between my legs.
Mm-hmm.
I think that will help. Yeah. I've heard. Minnie told me that is amazing. Mm-hmm. That is a life-changing thing.
We're going to have to get you one of those.
So we're going to give it a try, yeah.
All right. We'll order one when we go in the house.
Absolutely.
Now, here comes the big thing. This is what a lot of people have a lot of heated debates about. Names.
Oh, names.
We talked about it for a while. Like, we had ideas in mind, like what kind of name. Like, I originally wanted to name, if it was a boy, I wanted to name him Montgomery. Just, I don't know. I just liked the sound of it. And you said no because your mom couldn't say it.
It sounds very different in Spanish.
Montgomery.
Montgomery. Like Montgomery. That's not the look.
It's funny because like Hispanic people, like they say your name and they give it the old Spanish twist.
Montgomerito.
Yeah, no matter what the name is. Even my name. It's not just Steve. It's Steve.
No.
Steve.
No. Tita Dulce. My aunt from Havana. When she came to visit, it was Stick.
Stick.
You're calling him Palo.
So, did you have anything near and dear to your heart that you were thinking about?
That's Minnie was asking me, like, you remember we made a list of names that I liked and you liked and things like that, but I never had a name that, oh my God, I want this name.
Me neither.
I never fell in love with a name like that. And I remember Minnie the other day was telling me, like, you are the one carrying the baby. You should be the one naming the baby.
So not
fair. Why is whatever he likes? Yeah. Honestly, if I felt strongly about a name, I will go on a debate. We will talk about it. But since I don't have that strong feeling about any name, why not let him name him? I don't mind if he likes it. And Tyler loves the name because he's a Ty and Clyde.
Oh, you said it. We weren't going to say it.
I'm sorry, I forgot that part.
That's okay.
Anyways,
well, the name was Clyde.
So why not? They both like it. Why not? I'm not passionate about any name. And I told her, maybe it's because through the pregnancy, I just feel so many things that
That's the least of your worries?
The least that I'm going to think about is the name or fight over a name. Now, when I give birth, maybe I would like, why did I settle on this? Like, why? I don't know. We'll see. And she was laughing.
Now, let me ask, I feel like I asked you this before, but I want to make sure I get you on the record here. You don't already know anybody by the name of Clyde.
No, I've never.
Because I just want to make sure it's not one of the situations
you imagine?
Like my mom, like where they named me after like her old ex-boyfriend or something.
You imagine like later on said, oh, that's why you didn't fight me because your ex was Clyde. You imagine that?
That would be.
Would you be upset? It's the name you picked. It was not me.
I would be tight.
Why, if you picked the name? I didn't pick the name. Why would you be upset?
Because hypothetically, because you didn't tell me. You know if you have an ex-boyfriend by the same name. If you didn't put that out there right off the bat, we're going to have problems. Look at me. We're going to have problems.
Like, really?
Yeah.
What does a name does? It's not the same person. It's just a name.
It doesn't matter because there's always the connection there.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they have the same name. Every time you say the name, you're going to think of this asshole.
That's what you think.
That's what I think.
What if it's not the case? That doesn't...
If it's not the case, only you would know because no one else can be inside your head.
I know, but I can tell you.
And
Baby,
I could not believe you.
Oh, no, don't worry. I don't know any clients. Not even friends.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea.
I know Roberto's. I know Adrian. I know a bunch of...
You know Uznavi.
But you're not naming the kid anything Hispanic.
Well, I wanted to.
It's a very gringo name.
It is,
and you didn't want that. I don't know how you ended up on that.
Hear me out. I wanted the kid to have a kind of a unique name, one that you really don't hear often. But I also didn't want some like made up name. You know,
I don't
like
made up names.
I don't either. I mean, essentially, a name itself is just made up anyway.
I know.
But I wanted it to be something that
I didn't want to make the name myself.
Yeah, I don't want it to just be a sound. Name it like whatever. Really, Elon Musk named this kid like a symbol or some shit like that. Like, really, you look like an asshole, dude. And this poor kid now has to go through the rest of his life with this stupid name. Like, I don't want that. I want it to be a real name, something that even kind of has a cool sound. Like Clyde. You don't hear it, but people are like, oh yeah, that is a name. I just haven't heard it in forever.
Since Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, I like that.
My
Clyde
mom,
Drexler.
My mom was worried
player.
about that. My mom.
What? She's worried he's going to be a criminal. He's going to be a bank robber.
Yes, my mom is funny. You know, she's crazy like that. She said, "Betty, come here." I was thinking about it. What if the baby, when he's a teenager, he hears about the movie. He watches the movie and he says, "Ooh, Clyde is cool. I want to be like that Clyde, like Bonnie and Clyde." And he gets a girlfriend like is into that, and they want to run away and do all this type of things. I don't think we should name him that. What are you saying? Like we're giving him the destiny just for a movie?
Oh my god. That means you can't name any kids Charles anymore, because what if he sees Charles Manson and he decides he wants to start a weird hippie commune cult and tell kids to kill other people?
Tell that to my mom. My mom wouldn't name a kid Charles or Clyde or Richard Ramirez.
Yeah, we watched the Night Stalker documentary. Anybody else watch that? This one over here made sure she locked all the windows that night. Oh my
god, I got so scared with that. I literally went through every window of the house and I locked them all. Even the second floor.
I was like, all right, maybe we're going a little overboard. I think we'd be all right. But, I mean...
I had nightmares.
Did you really? You had nightmares about it?
I did. I had nightmares.
I never realized that guy had killed that many people.
He's so crazy.
I had heard about him before. Incidentally, I heard about him from the movie Joe Dirt.
So my mom would never name a kid that had anything to do with another name that was related. It's
kind of limiting, isn't it?
She's a scary cat. I'm a little bit like her. Yeah. I thought of that. Like, never said anything. But what if I don't know, I'm giving him ideas. No, that's stupid. That's so stupid. Can you please concentrate? That's stupid. Because then Tyler's going to go on a fight club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's going to start like a nihilist friggin' like man cult where they fight each other and then become anarchists and blow up credit card buildings.
Exactly. No.
Not a bad idea. Just kidding. Just kidding. Kind of.
But you know what's the problem?
What's that?
The people tend to name their kids after big things. Let's say a queen, a king, someone that did something good and impressive, or they were smart. You know what I mean? Albert Einstein. Then I'm going to name my kid Albert. Beatriz. That's the name of a queen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They don't want to name a kid after a criminal.
Yeah.
That doesn't make much sense.
Flava Flav. No, I'm not saying he's a criminal. I'm just saying it's a funny thing to name a kid.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
yeah, we should change it. We should go with a king, or we should go with a good president. You love politics. How about Donald?
Well, folks, that's all the time we have. I'm going to have to go to the courthouse and apply for divorce papers right now. She's a funny girl.
Oh, my God, I'm sorry. I'm crying.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny.
It was a joke. Just in case, don't kill me now.
All right. So here's a more serious question.
No, but it would be nice if people would give us suggestions for names.
Yeah, give us some suggestions. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I really am, satisfied with
Let's
the
not
name.
do a criminal's names, please.
There's other people named Clyde that weren't criminals. There's one guy.
Okay.
All right.
Just... that's true. That sounded so bad. There's a lot of Clydes, right?
There's a lot of criminals out there, and they're not all named Clyde.
And good Clydes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was very, very long time ago.
Yes, a very long time ago.
Yeah. And I love the name. It's a nice name.
It's a nice sounding name.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you wish I was doing better for you?
Do you really want me to say that here? I'm just kidding.
I had to stop and think.
You looked at me very serious, like, oh, what am I asking?
I want to say yes, but I don't know if I'm still gonna want that after the fact. But seriously though, I mean, and now this is the time for other new dads or, soon to be dads. Like, pay attention to this part. Because, like, what is it that you think that new dads, like dads to be, like husbands to pregnant wives, like, should be paying more attention to or doing a better job of?
Like, while pregnancy?
Like, while you're pregnant.
I feel...
Like, what?
The thing is that I feel when you are pregnant, there's so little you can do. Mm-hmm. The majority of the time, I don't know. There are days that I have energy and I just clean the house. I do everything and I feel good doing all of that. There are days that I cannot move from a chair or the couch. I helped Tyler with school and that was all the energy I had for today. You know what I mean? But there's nothing that you can do. It's like something I'm carrying in my body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not much you can do. When the baby's born, then you can do a lot more. You know what I mean? But through pregnancy, there's not much you can do. But to be there, show support, being present is all we can ask for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're doing that. And you show up with cookies and things like that. All the sweets are welcome, always. So that's a great thing.
Make sure you hit up your local bakery, gentlemen. Okay, yeah, I mean, that was just something that I always worry about. I always worry, like, am I not doing enough? Like, I mean, am I checking out mentally and don't realize it? Because it's, especially right now, it's hard. There's not a lot of stuff for us to go do. It's cold out, and we're in the middle of a pandemic.
And
we're kinda
and
stuck
they
in the
don't
house.
let you even go anywhere.
Yeah.
If I have doctor's appointments, they don't let you in. If I have ultrasounds, they don't let you in.
Yeah, I haven't been able to go to any of the ultrasounds yet.
So there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? There's nothing I can ask you to do that you're not doing. And that's why I tell you, when you play video games, do you enjoy the time? This is the time to do it. There's nothing else to do. I'm going to be watching a movie. Enjoy your time. Play video games. Do nothing. Enjoy the nothing time. Because
The
it's
days are
not...
numbered.
Exactly. So this is the time to enjoy. That's why people do baby moons and things like that. Because
What
it's
is
the
that?
time. Baby moon? You don't know what is a
No.
baby? They go on a getaway before you give birth to relax, enjoy that moment, quiet.
Oh.
That's the thing.
That'd be kind of tricky right now. Like, that's the
The
thing.
thing is that
yeah, right now
we're
tough.
limited in everything.
Oh yeah, it's like all we can do is sit home and watch serial killer documentaries and play video games. By the way, Betty got me Ghost of Tsushima for PS4 for Christmas. I'm sure you've probably regretted buying that at this point. No,
I'm happy that you're enjoying it.
that
I
really
like to see you play.
but that really was something to me, like that game in particular, because I told you, growing
It's
up,
really cool.
but like, studying martial arts and literally
You needed that
learning
game.
about samurai my whole life. I was like, why don't they make a cool game that's like about samurai? They do all this stuff about like Vikings and Italian Renaissance and like Greek mythology eras. Like, why not something cool with samurai?
And
made
they
like
did good with
cheesy
that game?
games. They
Is
did
it-
so good.
The graphic is really
They did
nice.
so good because it literally looks like an Akira Kurosawa movie. Even like when you start a mission, it shows like in kanji, it shows the title of the mission, and underneath it says it in English. But just that format, and it like flashes in front of like some random like scenery shot. But like that's how they did it in the movies. If you watch like old Toshiro Mifune movies, like that's where they did it. Like, so it's super cool, and it shows that they actually cared about like source material, and it's based on real history. And I loved it, so it was easy to get lost in it. And then every time I would turn it on, I would worry, shit, like should I be like, I don't know, should I be rubbing her feet right now instead of
I
playing
told
this?
you
Like,
that I would tell you things as they are. I would say it just like it is. If I don't like this, I will tell you. I won't play the game of he's doing this. Let me look the other way. Let me get upset. He will figure it out. No, I will tell you exactly what's happening. And that's why I told you. It doesn't bother me that you play the game.
I love
this
that
is the
about
time
you.
to do it.
It's like you'll come out and say, and you have said that to me in the past. You said, listen, you gonna spend all your time playing this? Like, there's you have an 8-year-old downstairs waiting for you.
Exactly.
Okay, you're right. So I always appreciate you calling me out when I need it. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That's why I love you. All right, so I only got a few more questions left. Excuse me. Now, for any other new dads or soon-to-be dads out there, is there any suggestions you would give them that things they could do for their wives while they're pregnant, or even after the baby's born?
Well, like I said, when they're pregnant, there's not much we can do. Just listening to them, because this is me. Maybe there's another pregnant lady thinking right now, what are you talking about? He needs to do this and that. You know what I mean? Just being supportive. Understanding that there's a lot of moods and feelings going through us. I will watch a movie, no, not even a movie, a commercial, and start just crying out of the blue. And I don't even know why I'm crying, but I'm just crying. You know?
Man, she must really like Cheez-Its.
It's crazy, but that's how it goes. Your mom sent a card. I just opened the card. I'm reading the card. I'm crying like a baby. It's crazy. So just understanding that we're going through a lot that we don't even know how to manage or how to talk about it. It's just feelings. I feel a lot of feelings.
Yeah. Guys, just be patient.
Just be patient, be there, listening, and we will try to communicate as best as possible. Now, when the baby's born, people will tell you, you're not going to be able to sleep. Say bye-bye to sleeping. I find that so rude. And I hate when people would tell me that. Like, just get ready. You're not going to be able to sleep. I hope with this baby, the same case with Tyler. He was a month sleeping the entire night.
Really?
So it's just a case by case. Don't get scared. You will go through it. And it's going to be all right. Just need a good teamwork. There's things that work for some parents that doesn't work for others. I was listening to a lady that she just had a baby and she has a blog. And she said that what she did is when the baby was born, she moved to the baby's room to sleep and spend the night with the baby because her husband is working. So for him to have a good night's sleep, she will go into the other room, take care of the baby during the night. And then when the dad will come home in the afternoon, she will give the baby to him. In the afternoon, he will take care of the baby while she was sleeping. And that way they did like a teamwork type thing. But if no one is getting the rest, it's going to be a nightmare for both of them.
Everybody's at each other's throats.
Yes. So how it works and how it will work for you, then you have to work with your partner on that. But you both need to rest. If not, it's going to be a madhouse.
Well, we're definitely in a really good position compared to a lot of people because, your mom is with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
that's a lot of help.
Yeah. And now, Charlene and Sergio live close, relatively close.
And Minnie wants to come over for a week to help.
And I'm taking a week off.
And you're taking a week, so we're set. We are set.
All right. So, last question of the night. Okay? Even though it's really afternoon, but it doesn't matter. Given the crazy state of the world right now, especially if you live in the U.S., I mean, I guess it's only crazy if you watch the news because in real life, nothing has actually happened to us. But given all this stuff going on, did it give you second thoughts about having another kid, about bringing a baby into the world, given things are so hectic?
Yes, I thought about it.
Because for me, it definitely did.
It's something to think about. At that moment that you get the pregnancy results, like, yes, you're pregnant, everything goes through mind. I was scared, like, what am I doing? I felt at that time that the world was collapsing. So what am I going to do? I'm bringing another kid to suffer. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's happening. And we don't know when is it going to get better. And it was a lot of fear. But then at the same time, I thought about it. Like, we cannot live in fear. And babies are really a miracle. It's not easy to get pregnant. It's not easy to have a baby in your full term and a healthy pregnancy. So that's a gift. We have to embrace that and look at all the positive things that are happening to us, that is happening to our life, and just try to do the best we can. Tyler needs a best friend. He needs someone. Life is crazy. So imagine having someone in your team when we're not around, they will have each other.
I always think of that, like having another kid for Tyler's sake. It seems like it's going to teach him so much more about, it's going to cause him to grow more as a person.
And to me, thinking of Tyler helped me a lot because I think he needs that. Unfortunately, we're not going to be around until the very last moment.
What do you mean?
Like, we're going to grow older.
Oh, you said we're not going to be around forever.
We're going to die, and he's going to be alone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Imagine having someone, a best friend, someone that will help you through life, that will help him with us. We get sick. Now there is 2 of them to take care of us, to take us to a doctor's appointment or things like that. It's not going to rely everything on him, but it will also teach him how to think of someone else, not just him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's something I thought was going to be good. Like, he has to share things more. I mean, now he's an only child, but he's I don't think sharing has really ever been an issue for him anyway. He's a good kid, but it's going to be different. Now he's going to have to share a room. I know. Like that's something. Like,
I think that will make it fun.
I think so too. I hope so. I mean, I know they're going to be 10 years apart, but
it comes to a time that you don't see that difference that much.
Yeah, once the youngest kid is going to be in like the 20s, then that age difference doesn't seem that crazy anymore. Because me and Lex are the same age difference. I was 10 when she was born, so it's
and
no
you
big
guys
deal.
now are super close.
Yeah.
Not only that, Lestico and Raymond. Lestico,
they're going to be. You guys already know Raymond and his older brother Lester, Lestico, as we call him. They're gonna be back on. You'll see them soon.
I think they're what, 12 years 10, apart, something like that, and they are best friends.
Yeah, well, they're very similar.
They're best friends today, and he's in high school, and Lestico's 28. You know what I mean? So seeing that makes me happy. Imagine Tyler. You know what I mean? Yeah. That makes me very happy.
Yeah.
And he's excited. That makes me happy, and that makes me feel like we're doing the right thing. We're on the right path. You know what I mean?
I think we are. I mean, we're very lucky to be in the situation we are, like financially. Yeah. Like, I'm still working. Like, we're comfortable. So, yeah, I I was scared for sure at first. No lie, I was scared shitless. I was like, I don't know if this is the right thing. For me, I was mostly worried.
You were saying all the things that you said that people said to you, you were saying it. Like, now life is going to change. Now what are we going to do? Yeah. And the bills? Yo, what bills? What bills? What's happening?
Yeah. But no,
You went in panic mode.
Honestly, the biggest thing that I was worried about was, like, listen, I'm Ty's stepdad at the end of the day. Okay, like I'm well aware of that. Like, I try to love him like he's my own flesh and blood because I think he deserves that at the very least. And the thing that worries me is I don't want him to feel like there's like I treat him differently than the new kid because the new kid is going to be my actual flesh and blood. You know what I mean? And I don't want to do that, but I'm worried that something's going to happen subconsciously. You know what I mean? Like, I know that the new kid can never be like, oh, you're not my dad. And that's something that I've always feared from Tyler when he gets older.
I don't think Tyler will ever say those words. I know you always have fear that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that would hurt me so much.
I know. And you fear that a lot. I don't think that had never crossed my mind because I don't think it will happen for one reason only. His dad is not here. Mm-hmm. If we were living in Miami, not even, let's say we were living close to each other. Mm-hmm. And he will see his dad often, every week. Then I will have that in the back of my head. Mm-hmm. It could happen. But since he doesn't see his dad, and he doesn't talk to his dad daily, you are his dad. He finds protection in you. When he goes to school and you go with him, he's happy. He's proud of showing you to his friends. You know what I mean? Like, this is my dad. I have a dad. You know what I mean? So I don't see that happening because since we have been together, you have been his dad. I don't unless you change with him. Yeah, I don't think how that's gonna ever happen.
I don't want to. I just worry that, Who knows?
He looks up to you. He loves your approval. He needs your approval. You know what I mean? In his heart, you are his dad. So I don't see that happening.
Yeah, it's just always going to be, it's a work in progress, you know?
Until when he's older and you see that never happened, we'll retouch the subject to see how you feel about it.
Touche, all right. Honey, you got yourself a deal. All right, so let's end it there. We did enough time. I want to say thank you, as always, for being a lovely, wonderful guest.
Thank you.
You're always so concerned coming on here, and that you always do a great job.
I'm sorry for my cough. It's
okay.
so annoying. It's just allergies. I went to the doctor. It's allergies. I got tested. I came back negative. It's not corona. I feel like when I cough, people look at me like, oh my God, she's the devil.
Guess what? You don't have to worry about that here because A, I already know, and B, these people aren't going to, at any risk of getting sick from you.
That would be very worried. Like, oh my Lord.
Don't worry,
there's something going up in that studio. How can he have guests over?
Touche. Yeah, that's true. Anybody watching this, it's not COVID. You don't have to worry. The studio's clean, guys. Yeah. All right. So, thank you, baby. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. I love seeing your face on here. So, people, I thank you for listening. This is episode 99. Next week is 100. We're going to have a little celebration in here. So, it might get a little silly. Might get a little wild. I don't know. But we're going to do it in the early afternoon so we don't get too drunk. You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks for listening. You guys know where to find us. A Pot Amongst Men on Instagram and Twitter. You can email us, apotamongstmen@gmail.com with any long-form questions. If you have any questions you want answered on the show, that's the way to do it. And make sure you like and subscribe to us on YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel, A Pot Amongst Men, clearly. If you're watching it, you already know you're there. And if you're listening, Pot Amongst Men, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. That's it, people. See you next week. Peace.